Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Timeless Sunset Tarot. Now, this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So, just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there might be a message for you here. Now, let us try to see what is the main energy at the end of the day. Wow, just recently we also had the sun as the main energy. So it seems that since yesterday, because in our sunset tarot, we also had the main energy as the sun. So it seems like you are really having a sunny day. Things are going well in your life right now. And somehow there is a healing of your inner child. And it seems that your inner child is being set free. It's as if your inner child has jumped over the wall in order to play under the sunrise, or at the same time, play under the sun. At the same time, when you look at it, the little boy is naked. He's not afraid to be who he truly is. So right now, you have that certain confidence in yourself, of certain confidence in you that allows you to be who you are in the midst of the world. So you're not afraid to be your own unique self at this time. So even at the end of this day, again, we had the sun. Now let's try to see how this will unfold further. Okay, so yes, you are right now very open to a new chapter. You have that curiosity of the Page of Swords. You are open to learn new things. You are open to experiment on something new. So for some of you, you might be interested at this time to start a new lesson or a new course in your life. For example, something that is in your bucket list, something that is inspiring you at this time. At this moment, it seems that you are open to learn new things. For some of you, maybe you are starting. You might have just recently enrolled or planning to enroll yourself into learning a new lesson or a new interest at this time. So let's try to see what is the advice of the universe for you. Okay, it's time for you to move on to something new. So here we have the Six of Swords. Now, because you're starting something new, you see here, somebody is helping you move on to something new, and you have that spirit of the Page of Swords. Now, the card seems to be saying that as you start something new, there are some anxieties that lay before you. Maybe that anxiety is caused by the mystery of this new chapter, the uncertainty of the future. Well, it's usually like that when you start something new, just like the Page of Swords. He is excited, but at the same time, there is some hesitation also. So it's just normal to hesitate a little bit when you are moving on to newer shores. It's like when you start something new, it's normal to be anxious at certain times because the path before you is something new. You're not sure. You have to learn new things. You have to develop new skills. So sometimes there is that anxiety. And I think the invitation of the card for you is to learn to balance between that excitement of the Page of Swords, to counterbalance that anxiety of that uncertainty of the future. There is a positive thing also about being a little bit anticipating with anxiety a little bit also the future, because it makes you a little bit more cautious. While you have that rebelliousness of that child in the sun, you have that sense of the tendency to throw your cares into the wind, to fly by the seat of your pants. It's also good, but somehow it is also tempered by the Six of Swords, wherein you are also a little bit cautious. It's like a performer just before the curtain opens in the stage. There's a certain sense of anxiety of whether the person will perform well or not. the good, beautiful thing about it is when you have that stage fright, whatever it is, that anxiety before the curtain opens, you are more cautious. And when you are more cautious, the chances of committing mistake is lesser. And at the same time, if you commit a mistake, you are immediately able to adapt to it and change the situation because somehow you have already anticipated some possible dangers. So, being forewarned is also forearmed. So, in a certain sense, if we can balance something between that courage to face whatever challenge you encounter, but at the same time being cautious, taking the middle road, I think will be the best approach here. So somehow the card encourages us to balance between the spirit of the young boy in the card of the sun, and also that cautiousness of the Six of Swords, where there you are anticipating also possible challenges that might be along the way. When you are able to avoid being in the extremes wherein you are extremely anxious or you are extremely too daring to the point of throwing all your cares to the wind and to the point of endangering yourself. If you are able to get a middle road, which I think is the Page of Swords. When you look at it, the Page of Swords is curious, but at the same time, he has a sword to defend himself. So, in a certain sense, he is learning, but at the same time, he is also cautious. So, when you have that courage and cautious equally somehow balanced, when you are able to take the middle road, I think the journey of this new chapter that is unfolding before you will be more exciting, more beneficial for you. You will learn new things, and at the same time, you will avoid preventable pitfalls. So, this is what we have for our tarot reading. Now, let us go to the second part, which is the insights at twilight. For our insights at twilight, the message is from Barbara Bush, and the message is, I really built myself up to be very strong. Okay, it's nice because it's somehow related to our tarot reading. When you look at it, it somehow pictures the card of the Page of Swords. Somebody who really works hard to learn something new. So right now, if you are in that spirit of trying to learn something new, then really work hard on attaining what is somehow the thing that interests you a lot at this time, the passion that is burning within you, to have that diligence and that dedication to learn as much as you can, to really build yourself up and be very strong. So in a certain sense, whatever it is, maybe it's a new lesson or a new interest, a new hobby, you put your heart, your mind, and your spirit into it to really work on yourself diligently and to enjoy the process, just like the child in the card of the sun. When you look at the child in the card of the sun, she's just enjoying the present moment. He or he is just enjoying the present moment. He's just basking in the experience of the sun shining on him, the experience of riding the horse. So it's really putting your heart and your soul and your mind into the process of learning and really building yourself up. So somehow, whatever it is right now, you try to see how it resonates with you. If you are beginning on learning something at this time, be it an inspiration or an interest or a hobby or a new task or a new work or maybe a new career, give it your best and try to be the best that you can be. When we try to be like other people, we will never be the best because we will always be second best to that person we are trying to imitate. But when we try to be the best that we can be, we will always be number one. Attaining for excellence or giving your best need not have it to be perfect. Sometimes it's good to be also not so perfect because we put our personal signature into whatever endeavor we put our heart into. The imperfection becomes beautiful when it is mixed with that energy of striving for excellence. So, striving for excellence does not have to be perfect. It's giving your best at the present moment. Sometimes trying to be perfect also removes the joy of the experience. You know how it is when you already gave your best and then suddenly you take a pause and try to it should be like this, it should be like that. Suddenly, the experience becomes a little bit more dull rather than exciting when we constrained ourselves by sometimes trying to be completely perfect in everything. It's good to have that unique touch with a little imperfection and the excellence being put together. There's a certain beauty in it, a certain beauty in the imperfection, but at the same time, the color of excellence. Somehow, when you try to reflect it, you will understand what it means. Excellence is giving your best, and that's the important thing. You go through the experience, you give it your best, and you enjoy the moment, not hindered by shoots and shouldn't. Well, that's it for today in our insights at twilight and also for our reading for our Timeless Sunset Tarot. I hope you were able to gain some new insights, some new thoughts to reflect on, and maybe some answers to some of your questions in this present moment of your life. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.